So yeah, so this is it right here. If you guys want to participate in watching what happens to your baby here.
I'm squeamish.
So that's a gas chamber right there. They get lured into this gas chamber.
Yeah, my Uncle Ray just shoots them.
Yeah, so that's not where 98% of the meat comes from. It comes from what's happening right now as we speak.
Is there anything in meat you can't get from plants? Well, what about B12? Wouldn't that be terrible?
Hey everybody, so this video is interesting. We walked around a corner and this one of these three girls were making fun of her friend for being vegan. So I interrupted and asked her. I was like, "Hey, would you like to have a conversation?" And they were kind of hesitant. Then they were down. But the only problem is the beginning of this video doesn't have audio until we figured out that we needed to plug in set audio. So yeah, this is the video of what we got, and yeah, enjoy.
And there's like moral issues.
There's also like
So I'd much rather have backyard eggs that I get daily rather than.
So you're saying for the person that's like making the money, you mean?
Well,
you're not making money.
I'd much rather have something that's near me than have something transported from 4,000 miles away.
But what about not having it at all?
Oh,
That's what I do. I don't eat eggs. Eggs are
neither.
frozen.
She's a
no,
vegan.
no, not you're vegan.
Yeah.
yeah,
You are.
That's why we were.
I don't remember the last time I ate an egg. I think it was like 4 years ago.
Yeah, I really don't like eggs anymore.
Yeah, they say it has more cholesterol than a Big Mac. One egg.
I don't like them.
Well, also, like, I mean, cholesterol is like a different thing when you're talking about.
No,
health.
cholesterol is only found in animal products.
Yeah, but I mean, we go to like this. We have this special program at our school where we're kind of in it. It's more focused on environmental stability.
Yeah.
So we learned that cholesterol isn't as bad as people say it is, and
Yeah,
still,
they do teach that a lot in school,
yeah,
don't they?
They teach a lot to us, especially in Victoria.
Yeah, and would you say that it is sustainable to keep going on the path that we're going
No,
with?
no, no.
We're gonna die.
we're gonna
It's
die.
fine. I'm not having
In
kids because next generation.
in
ain't gonna
Victoria,
live very
Yeah.
long.
Yeah.
I don't know, we saw this weird statistic in like my foods class where like 50 years ago they were like everything that we ate in Victoria was on island.
Yeah.
But now we get like
Stuff
80%
shipped in from
of
I'd say the
stuff
people with the money
from
get
outside.
to eat the stuff on the island, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all about kind of opening up organic things, right? And sorry, I'm a capitalist. No, I'm not a capitalist. Why would I say that? But it's kind of like on your political view as well. So like
So the life of the animal is based on political.
I'm 16, so I can't really say too much, but I think as someone who's more like on the liberal side, that I prefer my morals of animals.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like someone on a more kind of capitalist viewpoint
So-
is thinking more about how does that feel good.
And if
And that's understandable.
The system, then
Yeah.
So would you feel like you guys are animal lovers?
yeah,
They're
definitely.
kind of annoying.
I like animals. I have.
I'm sorry.
It's cool, but yeah.
So to you, like, what do you feel like the difference is between your dog and say a pig?
Oh, nothing.
Nothing.
No.
So
Yeah.
do-
Claire would.
No, I wouldn't. Oh my
I would
god.
eat Nico.
Okay, but then again, I wouldn't.
What
eat
about
a
you?
pig.
Do you feel like there's a difference between a dog and a pig? Like,
Not really.
No?
They're
No?
both just creatures. They don't really have sentience.
they don't have sentience?
Yeah. They don't
Really?
think the same way we do.
So no. But say I take a knife and I stab the pig, it doesn't want that to happen, and you can.
No, of course not. No one
So is that
wants to
sentient?
stab.
So sentient. Do you know what
If we're
sentience
talking
is?
about stabbing, that guy's
Well, I think
Sense-
you mean
Oh.
being self-aware.
Yeah.
I'd say that even that they're self-aware. So when you take a little baby cow from their mother, because the dairy industry, what happens to the babies, right? So the babies in those industries have to be taken away because we want their milk, right?
Yes.
And what happens to the males?
Slaughtered.
Yeah, so what ends up happening is they're killed immediately or raised a little bit and then bolt gunned in the head and having their throat slit for veal. Tenderized babies. So do you think that's justified? Because like the veal industry and the milk industry, the dairy industry are both the same.
Yeah.
There's no difference in between them.
Well, one is murdering baby cows and one is getting milk from them, which doesn't.
And exploiting them, yeah.
Yeah.
So what happens? So what happens is they artificially inseminate them. So they shove a fist inside of their anus, and you can tell that the cow doesn't want the fist inside of the anus because they're in a cattle crush, which holds the cow to allow the rape to occur, right? So then they inject the semen, and then they, after 9 months of pregnancy, just like the women of our species, they get their babies taken away, and they actually bellow out for about 3 to 7 days, maybe even longer sometimes, and chase after the either wheelbarrow that is taking the baby away or a car that comes in or something that takes the baby away. So the sentience of those beings, like sentience is to know that you're aware. So I'd say that's pretty aware. You know what I mean? Would you say that seeing a mother running after their baby is a sentient emotion? Like,
I mean, kind of, but it's also a lot of instinct as well.
you think it's just instinct?
Not
Well,
just
I think
instinct,
instinct
but
and being
definitely.
aware kind of go hand in hand.
Yes.
So yeah, so would it be instinct if I whip this pig, and then all of a sudden, you know, the next day comes and I whip the pig again, and then I go, hey, come on, pig, and it doesn't want to come to me this time because it's learned that I'm about to hit the pig
Yeah.
with a whip. That I would say that's not.
recognizing basic patterns, I guess.
Exactly, and they actually say that a dog is actually higher intelligence than a pig. Have you guys ever heard of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's actually, they can actually solve color and like color puzzles where they put there's a puzzle pieces all the same but different colors, and they can match the colors to the puzzle. I'd say that is a large amount of sentience in an animal, and probably, you know, one of the most intelligent, yet we gas chamber those animals. Did you know that?
Yeah.
We lower them into a gondola full of like CO2, and they burn from the inside out for bacon, for all that. Do you think it's worth the bacon?
I feel like if you're gonna eat an animal, you should kill it yourself, which is what my motto is. So that's why I'm vegan. But
So that's why I think. Sorry. That's why I think these kind of backyard like hens and chickens to get your eggs and even to butcher your own chickens.
Yeah.
I
believe
think that's
it's
so much
humane than a
more
slaughterhouse, but
sustainable.
it's still not
Do
humane.
you know what the word humane means?
Yes.
What's that?
we don't have a dictionary definition.
Okay, so it means to be compassionate or benevolent, which when you take humane and slaughter, they're oxymorons. So they actually you can't use them together. It's the weird thing about the industry that they put two words that mean the opposite things together, so you can't actually, it's an oxymoron, you can't actually kill something humanely.
So would you say, would you prefer to feed a dog like vegan dog food?
Absolutely.
Really? And you think
they're
that's sustainable
omnivores.
for them?
Because they're omnivores.
Yeah. So you think
A cat, no.
sustainable?
I would say a cat, absolutely. Oh, definitely, yeah. Have you looked it up? Have you looked into,
Yeah.
yeah.
And a lot of them show that dogs who eat more vegan food, they don't.
Actually,
they don't turn out as well.
actually, I can give you, if after this, I can show you a study, and it states that that actually the meat that we have now is more cancerous to humans,
Yeah.
and more cancerous to dogs as well.
Are you talking more processed foods or like?
Absolutely, and you're not getting like whole meat from
Yeah.
like in a kibble.
Yes.
Like you would never, nobody's paying top dollar for kibble. They're just gonna give high quality meat to your dog, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about those who choose to like feed their dogs
I
more.
think that a dog can be fine on a vegan diet if you know,
It
if you've
can
done a
be,
ton of
yeah.
research and you know what you're doing and make sure
Yeah.
I'd
I'd say that you could abuse your dog with a meat diet, and you could abuse your dog with a vegan diet, and I don't condone either or of those diets whatsoever. So I would say that if we're going to exploit animals, and eventually we're going to have to cut down, because like we can't sustain this. There's no way that we could, so we're going to have to cut down on our meat consumption anyways. So that would mean that we would have to actually make sure our dogs become vegans in itself.
Okay.
Because we can't sustain feeding dogs, cats. Cats will actually have to be completely eliminated from the spectrum.
Well, there's 8 billion people, right? So it's like
About that, yeah. Do you know how many livestock there is
7.4
being killed
actually.
right now?
I have no clue. But
So it's about 72 billion. So in reality, like, what do you guys think about necessity, like things that we need?
Oh, I don't think that it's.
Like, do you think we need meat to survive?
No, not at all.
So,
Small children, probably, because
well, the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics actually stated that no matter what life, like infancy, pregnancy.
I know, but I can't expect everyone to be educated enough to feed their children
So would you say that
properly.
it should be mandatory in school to teach your children if say if we're killing these beings unnecessarily for our food?
well, we are.
Yeah, we are
we're in high
taught
school,
that.
so we're taught that. Like
To
we're-
go vegan, so you guys already know how to eat a well-balanced diet without
We know
animal
how.
products.
So
No,
you'd have to
that's-
be in
that's
the
not
very specific
in
foods
the
class
Canadian
for that. See, what they say is they're like, oh yeah, all these animals.
The main thing we try to go, I don't with a camera or whatnot. I do this on my own time, anyways, to walk around and bring awareness to the fact that we're literally slaughtering these beings for no nutritional reason whatsoever.
Well, do you know how much produce is thrown out a year in Victoria? There's a documentary
Yes.
we're forced
Yeah.
to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, in gym class
But-
for health.
But do you know how much produce is used on livestock?
No.
Yeah,
Oh, so much.
Yeah, so they're leveling the rainforest right now, just for livestock. So people like to say, you know, oh, soy. You eat soy, right? You're a soy boy. You know what I mean? It's like, well, how much soy is being produced for these
Well,
livestock to sustain themselves? That's 85% around there for livestock just to eat soy and wheat. They could literally solve world hunger over again.
So, what's your solution for people who are impoverished?
Impoverished. So
Yeah.
actually, in the most impoverished countries, there's also wealthy, right?
Yes.
So the wealthy in the impoverished countries actually eat meat. You will never see an impoverished person eating meat. Do you know how expensive that is?
Well, no,
To like actually raise a cattle and use the plants that they need to survive. So most of these impoverished countries are actually living off of lentils, like all those, and surviving off of a plant-based diet already. So the only ones that are really eating meat in those countries are the selfish ones that are hoarding the money.
So let's say here in Victoria, right? The whole because we have a large homeless
Yeah,
population,
absolutely.
Which is gotten bigger.
it's I can't expect someone.
Yeah. Do you know what veganism means?
It means
No.
only eating
Nothing from animals, including honey.
So this is the biggest
wait.
misconception of veganism. It is not a diet.
Yeah.
Veganism is not a diet. It's the belief that we need to limit the animal exploitation to the best we possibly can.
Oh.
That's what veganism is. So I eat vegetables, right? What happens when you go and gather up the crops? You're killing rabbits, you're killing birds, you're killing mice, you're killing bugs. So no vegan on this planet hands are blood free. You can't do it until we're done with animal agriculture and we can start working on vertical farming and all that to make sure that the crop deaths are lowered. So veganism isn't about, never ever killing anything. That's impractical. I kill a bug. Sure, I feel bad, but I can't stop that. I can't be aware of everything all the time. I get bit by a mosquito, reflexes throughout my lifetime. I smack the insect, right? Like that sucks, but I did that. I mean, nobody's saying that you need to stop all the slaughter, but I'm saying that these beings, like pigs, like I have a video right now if you would like to see it of how pigs go.
I think I saw something like that.
Are you
Oh,
guys
my Uncle
are you guys
Ray.
interested in seeing this video?
I
Because this is the video that I have. If you guys want to, it's only about a few seconds long, and this is standard practice. So this is like every bit of bacon that you really need. Most of your pigs are actually going this way.
alright.
I have no
You
need
can
to
watch
eat
it.
meat because
I don't
my body doesn't
eat
really
pork.
process iron,
Illegal
so
in
I
my
just
house. Like,
So you take iron supplements.
yeah. But so I take the ones that are plant based and not the ones that are from like blood because I don't support that.
What do you do about like calcium?
Calcium. Oh yeah.
broccoli. broccoli's good for vegetables.
Yeah, vegetables are, okay, so
and I-
vegetables have calcium in it. They like to tell you this lie about how milk, you know all
I
this?
haven't drank milk in so
Yeah.
long, but
Yeah.
you know why.
I don't know. I really don't know a lot of people in our age group that drinks real milk.
Yeah, I
But-
think we all hate it collectively.
Yeah, it's weird.
I make my own almond milk.
So yeah, so this is it right here. If you guys want to participate in watching what happens to your bacon here.
I'm squeamish.
So that's a gas chamber right there. They get lured into this gas chamber.
Yeah, my Uncle Ray just shoots them.
Yeah, so that's not where 98% of the meat comes from. It comes from what's happening right now as we speak.
Yeah, my Uncle Ray has like a bunch of pigs,
So
and
they're
he'll
getting,
just
they're
like
getting lowered,
he'll just like shoot one and pull it out.
and
of
this
the
is
pen.
where it's burning them from the inside out. Yeah, you can see them gasping for air. They try to get. So that's what we pay for when we buy bacon. You're actually, because supply and demand is when you spend money on these products, you are literally paying for the next generation to go into gas chambers.
So why do they choose to do it like that?
Because it's the most efficient way. You can't supply the all the people all this food.
Yeah, I guess it would be cheap.
It is a lot cheaper, and this is why I go out here and I talk to people about this kind of stuff. Is because not only that, but since we get in the dairy industry, the male babies getting bolt down in their throats. In the egg industry, what are the male baby eggs or the male baby chicks in the egg industry? What do you think they go through?
I think most of them probably die, but I guess
It's about 99% unless they're raised to get their semen extracted and be raised for that and reproducing. But that's a very small percentage of males.
Would you think it's more humane to hunt?
I don't think any of it is humane whatsoever. I think the life of the animal is the most important thing that we can think about in 2020, because we can go into the supermarket and choose this item over the item that was alive and wanted to live, right? Because how can you kill something humanely that didn't want to die?
So for those people, okay. So when you kind of go for a more sustainable lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
Typically they say use what you have first, because that's the most sustainable option is what you have.
Yes.
So when these pigs are being killed, right, and then sold in supermarkets, people are going to buy it either way. So not feeding into that, although it's not making a difference,
Yeah.
it's just more morally acceptable.
So what it really is we don't expect anybody to just or we don't expect the world to just go vegan overnight, right? So like this supply chain.
it'll be difficult to convince them to go vegetarian even.
Well, not when you have the facts that a baby male chick literally gets macerated into a blender.
There are a lot of people who don't care though.
Oh, believe me, and there was a lot of people that didn't care about black people being slaves as well, right? So,
Yeah.
but there were still people that were fighting for black people to gain their rights, right? So veganism is animal rights. It's not your feelings about, you know what I mean, like about wanting to progress and eat these products. It's about us going out and explaining that, and it's a hit or miss scenario. Like I talk to maybe say 20 people a day, and maybe 4 or 5 people are receptive. I just talk to 4 receptive people that are going to be on the right side of history, right? Because no matter which way you look at it, the higher the demand of these products go, the less of animals are going to die, and then eventually it'll come to a point where these people demand animal rights, and you can't hide from that.
Like, do you support PETA?
Well, in what sense?
Well,
Just in
Like what do you feel about PETA, that if it's the negative side to support PETA, or if it's a positive side to support PETA? Like what's your outlook on PETA?
I personally, I just like I just like PETA.
For what reasons?
Well, you see these statistics about how they put these fake pictures online to scare people, to put fear in people, of course.
Oh, you're
But
talking about.
Also,
Would you say that they're fake though? Do you have evidence for those fake pictures?
well, there is evidence of how many dogs they put down here.
Yeah, do you know why they put their dogs down?
They say for humane reasons, like because they're sick, but a lot of those cases aren't like really properly documented.
Yeah, so the one thing about these shelters is that there's nothing they can do. More keep coming in, right? Because selfish people decide that they want to breed new dogs into
because
existence.
they want a puppy and then
When
they
PETA
don't have
is
a puppy anymore.
taking them, and aren't they extremely against pit bulls? Like,
Yes.
yeah. So when PETA is taking them away from homes, like even recently I saw something about PETA taking someone's dog and putting it down when the dog wasn't in a dangerous home whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm not aware of that, but it would be great if exchange some articles even. I'll look into the ones that actually if they were I don't agree with anybody that takes a life for no reason whatsoever. Right? I don't agree with that. So if that's the side of PETA that they are on, then yeah, that side of them I don't agree with. But I do agree with the fact that they are forced into killing animals year round because people just want a brand new Pomeranian over the lovely dog that has been abused their whole life and now has to die because they can't feed them anymore. So I'm for PETA in the sense where they have taken care of a lot of animals and done a lot of hard work in that sense, but if they've messed up, then is it worse than going and gas chambering pigs? Like, if you think about it, or killing babies that didn't even have a chance to life. I would say that.
So wait, this gets into it. Sorry, are you pro-choice?
Pro-choice as in for women, like
Yes,
keeping
yeah.
yeah, of course. Like if they decide that they want to abort their child,
Okay.
then it's not a sentient being
Yeah,
until
it's
a
just
certain.
a
So
cells.
If it goes to a certain point and they decide that they abort their child, I'd be more concerned with the doctor that decided that was a good idea over the person.
All right.
I'm sorry to cut this short, but we need to be somewhere.
We do have to be somewhere.
Awesome.
What time
Okay.
is it?
It's all good.
Well, yeah.
Thank you so
well,
much.
Thank you very much. It was random. It's always random hearing somebody talk about veganism, so we like to take full advantage of that. But now that you guys have seen a bit of what has gone on in the industry, like, would you guys consider looking at bacon a little differently now and seeing that?
I already don't eat.
I don't need bacon.
Well, and all the other animals as well.
Yeah.
They obviously don't go nicely. They don't want to go. And when you look in their eyes and they're dying, you can see that clearly. That there's something behind those eyes. That visual that literally don't want to die, right? So maybe when you go into the grocery store or when you're at home and that meat is on your plate, maybe you'll think obviously you're a vegan. But now I hope you understand more about veganism and how it's not actually a diet. It's about exploiting the animal, right? It's about using the animal and us not needing to abuse animals anymore for our gain. So that's what 2020 is all about. For me anyways, is going out and explaining this to people. So yeah, well thank you so much guys. Take care.
Check out his channel. What about B12?
Yeah, it's What About B12 if you want to check it out.
Is there anything in meat you can't get from plants? Well, what about B12? Wouldn't that be so?